Good morning, Bev and Stephen. Well, the mood is shock, which was very quickly followed by anger yesterday. We saw scenes of cheap agency labour pulling up in minibuses yesterday afternoon, and as they were put onto those ships just behind me, British workers were escorted off. And later those sacked crew members and members of the RMT union were protesting in Dover. They actually blocked two of the main roads here with signs and banners. They were calling on P&O to reverse this decision to sack 800 of its staff members over Zoom. And we are expecting larger protests in Dover, Hull and in Liverpool today. Well, as you mentioned, this decision has been highly criticised by politicians and by the unions. I spoke to the National Secretary of the RMT union, Darren Procter. This is what he told me.
The message to P&O is that you don't deserve to be around the UK coast. OK, and the government should, detain all the vessels around the UK, prevent them from sailing, prevent them from operating if this is the kind of employment practices that they're going to utilise. It's a dangerous precedent, not just for seafaring, not just for Dover, but for the whole of the UK. I think if P&O get away with this, what message does that send out to other employers, but also about the safety implications for sea, bringing people on board them vessels who don't know the vessels, don't know the waters, and not familiar with the vessels. The safety impact, it doesn't bear thinking about. We're considering all options at this moment in time. Legal action, obviously we're wanting to, get political support and also get public support, and I think the support that we've received today identifies that this is not welcome here. OK, and then, it should be P&O that's going and not the employees and not the seafarers that have suffered as a consequence today.
Talk about. Well, that's the National Secretary for the RMT union, Darren Procter, speaking to me earlier. I'm now joined by travel expert Simon Calder. Good morning to you, Simon. Thank you so much for joining us on GB News. This is going to cause a huge amount of disruption here at Dover, isn't it?
Well, initially it's causing problems, but of course we're not yet into the Easter holidays, so there aren't too many families who are affected. Certainly yesterday, and I came down here once it became clear that there was something really serious going on, there was a great long line of trucks waiting to go into the docks. They are now flowing relatively smoothly, and of course just down the coast from here you've got the Channel Tunnel as well, but much more significantly you've got three giant ferries behind you, and are those going to be back in time for the Easter holidays? Well, nobody quite knows what's happening. As you've been reporting, we've had cheap agency staff brought back on. However, I don't think that P&O Ferries were expecting anything like the backlash they see right across the political spectrum. So I think somebody in Dubai, where the company is ultimately owned, came up with a plan to cut their losses, and it's gone, I think, very badly wrong. So talking to the fantastic crew yesterday, desperately upset, I think that they might actually be back on board. I very much hope so.
Well, let's hope so. It is a decision that's been highly criticised.